Right now, the whole country is talking about caste census, its importance, its relevance. Some days ago, some months ago, Government of India was against caste census, and all of a sudden, Government of India gave the announcement that they are going to conduct caste census. Now, why sudden announcement? What exactly behind this? All these are the political questions, and we need not to work on the political part of this caste census. We will talk about the constitutional aspect. We'll talk about the technicality of the caste census. We'll talk about the historical background of the caste census, and we will talk about the relevance of caste census in a present era of Bharat. Now, Bihar elections are coming. Might be it is due to that. Pahalgam attack happened. We were talking about India-Pakistan war, and all of a sudden government of India talked about the caste census. So that's why so many critics are questioning the decision of government of India. We have no authority to question government of India, and we are not going to do that because we are preparing for the exam. And that's why in the whole session I will just discuss some technicality, the historical background, and what type of pointers important for the exam. That will be the major focus behind this caste census discussion. My name is Dr. Pushpak Pandya, and welcome to Testbook Super Coaching. Guys, in this small video we will discuss the historical background till the way forward regarding this caste census which recently government of India announced. Usually in our country, we conduct census after every 10 years. 2011, we conducted the last census. After that, we were unable to conduct the census in 2021 due to COVID-19. We thought after the COVID-19 lockdown, we will conduct the government will conduct the census. But then elections were there. Then government of India decided that after elections, they will conduct the census. And the time was actually right because Home Ministry announced that in 2025 we will take the final decision regarding the census. So we all were waiting that when the government of India is going to announce the census, but government of India gave the announcement of caste census. Now few supporters of government of India, they went angry. They are not happy with that, but opposition was always in the demand of caste census, and opposition is of course very happy. Even the multiple states like Bihar, Telangana, Karnataka, they already conducted their own caste census. Bihar released the report. The Karnataka's report is yet to come, but they conducted this census recently named as a caste census. So let's talk about that. But before that, if you are yet to subscribe our channel, please do subscribe the channel. और अगर वीडियो अच्छा लगा तो लाइक करना मत भूलिएगा. So let's talk about that. What exactly the caste census is? Caste census is basically the country like India where we have multiple castes, we have multiple sub-castes. In this country or a country like India, a systematic collection of data on caste identities of individual during the national census sometimes is very, very important. Why it is so important? Why opposition parties or some states they conducted the caste census? Apart from the political reason, the one of the main reason is that when you are giving reservation, the caste wise reservation, when you are giving the community wise reservation, when you are making the policies caste wise as well as community wise, that time you should have the proper data to provide that reservation. If the population of that particular caste or community is increasing, becoming majority, so might be reservation doesn't make any sense. If some caste or communities they are having economically backwardness as well as the minority, yes, of course we can provide a reservation to them. To streamline the reservation, to streamline the policies in a country like India, sometimes this concept can be really very crucial, which is mentioned by many economists, many political researchers and thinkers. So let's talk about that. Now, it provides socio-demographic insight of essential affirmative actions and social justice planning. Of course, we need to look the positive part a lot. There are negative parts, no doubt about that, and I will discuss about the negativity of that. But the positive is that the socio-demographic angle of our country requires a proper vision, proper view. Now, many people are saying caste they are not making any sense in this era. It should not be conducted. It will create more division in the country. Yes, it can create more division in the country. But one thing we can't deny, we still are living in the caste-based society. If you really want to remove the caste-based society, we need to take more strong actions constitutionally rather than criticizing. some census or caste census, because if we still are going to follow the caste system, we need to have the proper numbers so that we can streamline our money, our policies, and our decisions. That is another major factor. Now, when it comes to legal and constitutional backup, or the, I will say, the legality of this, Constitution of India is not having any article supporting caste census. So we don't have any kind of article which mandates caste census, absolutely not. But there is one article, article number 340, for identifying the backward classes. So article number 340 of Indian Constitution says that we should have a proper number. We should have a proper number so that we can deliver socio-economic policies to the backward classes, and we can use this article to conduct the caste census, but there is no proper article to mandate it. When it comes to article number 246, the Constitution of India, census is a union subject under the list 69. So for the whole country census, article number 246 is there under the union list. That is a major factor. Now, over the period, our parliament gave powers to some state, or gave power to states, so that states can have their caste census data, or state can have their own caste oriented data. So that power is delivered by the Indian Parliament to the states of our country over the period of time. Now, historical background, when we talked about the first normal census of our country, it was conducted in 1871. The first complete census was conducted in 1881. So since 1881, that is British India, till 1931, we conducted census. Also, we calculated castes during those census. So from the 1881 till 1931, we conducted, basically, not we, basically Britishers conducted the caste census. They gave the data of some caste and the numbers related to those castes. So after independence 1951, excluded caste enumerations except the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. Pandit Nehru was a prime minister and he was not in the support of this caste census. He were not that much enthusiastic regarding caste census, but due to some political pressures, he decided that only ST and SC data will be collected in the census, not other caste related data. That was his focus, because SC and ST, of course, socio-economic backward class, huge backwardness, and that's why that time government of India, that time prime minister, he decided that only SC and ST communities data will be collected. Rest of the caste will not be collected during the census. That was a decision in 1951, and that's why we discontinued. After 1931, in 2011, socio-economic caste census was done. After 1931, directly in 2011, that is during Manmohan Singh government. But the data which was collected during socio-economic caste census were never published. It was unpublished. We only got the data of census, not the socio-economic caste census, and that is the most important thing. Even after 2015, Niti Aayog decided to go through the data, and they decided that they will release the data, but then I don't know what happened. They also decided not to publish the data. So the actual socio-economic caste census data of 2011 is the unpublished, which very few people know, and that is the reality. And even after 2011, we never conducted the census. I told you the reason in the beginning, that due to COVID-19 and then the elections, we decided that we'll take the decision in 2025. And finally, we took the decision that caste census will be done in India. Now, what is the need of caste census? The reality which we need to focus on, that data-driven affirmative action. Like Bihar conducted the caste census, and they found that OBC and EBC population is at 63%. Earlier, we used to focus on that Mandal Commission's data regarding the OBC, and there was no proper calculation that time. But Mandal Commission gave some data, and that data was saying 52% estimated OBC community. And we were following the same data. But after the Bihar's caste census, we realized that the actual numbers are actually very different. And we need to work on that, because in our country, definitely people are following the caste, people are working on the caste. So, and government of India is also providing, even state governments are providing many benefits, many policies, many reservation oriented programs depending on the caste and community. So we should have the data for affirmative action, not for the negative action, not for to point out some communities or do some wrong actions against the community. That is not our mindset. Our mindset is obviously affirmative. Then reservation rationalization, this is very important. Recently, you might be knowing about Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. These two government decided the sub-reservations under SC sub-communities. We have the reservation for SC community, but under SC there are so many sub-communities, they are not getting proper reservation. So that's why there are so many sub-castes, there are so many sub-communities, and the reservation should reach to those people who actually need it. Because there are so many people, they are very rich. They're really very rich. They're having huge amount of money. They're having good post, but still they are getting reservation under the OBC, under the SC, under the ST. Then what's the need of that? If we really want to streamline the reservation to the poorest of the poor, to the needy people, we need a proper data. Rationalization requires data, and that's the major reason here. Now, social justice planning. Of course, health, education, livelihood schemes, we need to focus on marginalized caste. We need to focus on marginalized subcaste. That is a major reason. Remember one thing. I want to tell you one thing which is very clear, because people, this is a very sensitive topic. People will not think twice before trolling someone. Even the Prime Minister of India, even the President of India, even any political leader, people are very ready to troll them without thinking twice. Look, those who are getting reservation, they always want reservation. Those who are not getting reservation, they are against reservation. It is not the fight between the two common individuals or two common Indians. It's not a fight between two individuals. It is the reality which we need to face. Yes, some of the caste and community require reservation. That is reality. We need to accept that. But some of the caste and communities, under those caste and community, there are subcaste. Actually, those subcaste requires this reservation. Not everyone from the caste, not everyone from the community, not everyone from the certain tribal group requires the reservation, but some people, they really requires this reservation, and it should reach to those people. Otherwise, the reservation benefits, the policies, this money is going to leak. जो गरीब है गरीब ही रहेगा, जिसको नीड है उसे कभी जिंदगी में नहीं मिलेगा, और जिसको जरूरत नहीं है वो उसके मजे उठाते रहेगा, उसकी सारी पीढ़ियां मजे उठाती रहेगी, और इसी को स्ट्रीमलाइन करना बहुत जरूरी है. दैट इज द रियलिटी. देन ओनली दिस कंट्री इज गोइंग टू बी अ सुपर पावर. अदरवाइज वी आर गोइंग टू फाइट बिटवीन ईच अदर ओनली, एंड द पॉलिटिशियंस आर गोइंग टू एंजॉय दैट फाइट with the power, and that's why this is required. Now, women political reservation, again, this is a big point. If we really want to empower women, we should have the proper data. We should have the proper data. We have many policies, but still there is not proper empowerment of women in this country. Still, we need to run such kind of policy to avoid the gender violence. Though we have very good mindset, still the gender equality is not achieved yet in this country, so we need to focus on this data. Then constitutional mandate under Article 15 allows state to make special provision for backward classes which need clear identification. Under that, Bihar, Telangana, Karnataka conducted their own caste census so that there should be a streamlining of the data. Now, challenges what we are going to face. Challenges are very huge challenges. One of the big challenges are enumerating complexity. Enumerating complexity and lack of standardized caste list. These two things are actually related to each other. All of you must be knowing, every state having different caste definitions. The OBC list, the SC list, the ST list of every state is different, and the central list is different. Many of the times during filling the form, those who are getting reservation, unko pata hoga, I am also went through the same problem. While filling the form, we need to check that एग्जैक्टली किस कास्ट और किस कम्युनिटी में आते हैं, सेंट्रल लिस्ट में कहां पे आते हैं, स्टेट लिस्ट में कहां पे आते हैं, एंड इट क्रिएट्स chaos. It literally create chaos. If government of India wants to implement this caste census, then there should be uniformity in the list. Otherwise, central government will give some data regarding the caste, and some state will be having different scenario regarding the certain OBCs and the SCs, and that will create confusion. And that's why standardization should be clearly mentioned. There are subcaste also. That when Telangana announced that they are going to provide the reservation to subcaste under scheduled communities or scheduled caste, many people ask the question, subcaste bhi hoti hai? हमें तो पता ही नहीं था. And that is a reality, that there is subcaste and many people don't know about it. And that creates a huge problem, because then कागज जमा करने में आपका टाइम जाएगा. कागज दिखाओ, ये कंसेप्ट वैसे भी इंडिया में बड़ा इनफेमस सा है. सो दैट विल बी द इशू. Then political manipulation. This is the biggest problem which we are going to focus, and that's why many people were opposing the caste census. Because we are focusing on affirmative mindset. We are trusting the people, we are trusting those who are running this country, we are trusting many other leaders who are not even running the country, but we trust, a few of us trust them. But we don't know what will happen in the future, because people are changing their political parties, people are changing their ideology, like just like that, like आज किसी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के आइडियोलॉजी को फॉलो कर रहे हैं, कल सुबह पता चलता है किसी और को फॉलो कर रहे हैं. दे आर चेंजिंग दैट आइडियोलॉजी सो इजीली. Are they going to stick to the reality or affirmative actions? We don't know, because it's finally about the power, and we all suffered because of such kind of thing. I'm not going to blame one political party. All the political parties having some very good people and some very bad and the nuisance, and those nuisance can create a huge issue, because the political manipulation can create the problem. Then the data sensitivity and the accuracy, that will be the because self-declaration is there. Now many people, they will try to manipulate things. Like there are some communities, they are right now into the general category, but their community want they should get the reservation. So while giving the data, might be they will lie, might be they will give the wrong information. If someone will ask about the certificate, they will say, we don't have certificate. What you are going to do? So the proper data collection might be a problem here, because this is the big issue which we are facing right now in many states. Okay, I will not point out few states. There are many states we are facing this problem, that so many general category caste and communities, they want to be the OBC, they want to be the part of the other backward classes, and this issue can be a dangerous here. The risk of deepening the caste identities. Now critics are arguing that due to such kind of census, again the division will get widened, again the division will get deepened. That is yes, we can't deny that. We also should think about the negativity, and that can be the negativity. But if we'll talk about the overall angle, if the government will focus on affirmative action, because we actually need the data to streamline the money, streamline the budget, so that there should not be the leakage of money. So we need the data, but at the same time we need to create the awareness also. Otherwise this caste division will be problematic in the future, and that is the challenge which we are going to face. Now what is the way ahead? Scientific categorization is required, is actually required. Standardization should be required. If there is a standardization, uniformity, scientific methodology, then the result will be always good, always proper, and will be helpful for the long term. Then transparent methodology. Like even Government of India already mentioned that, Home Ministry already mentioned that the digital technology will be used for the census. So for the first time in our country, digitalization will be used for the census. So methodology, transparency, those things are really very important. Against the misuse, yes, data privacy, policy for welfare only. So this data should be used properly, otherwise for only political gains, during only for the elections. Because so many times we can see, किसी भी स्टेट का इलेक्शन आ जाए, कुछ ऐसी पॉलिसी आ जाती है जो केवल उस इलेक्शन को जीतने के लिए होती है. क्लियरली दिखता है. So it can also happen with this, and that will be the problematic situation. Post census action plan, this is most important thing. After census, what action plan we are going to do? Because we conducted socio-economic caste census in 2011, but we never used the data, we never published the data. Then why you conducted that? You need to face the reality. But sometimes the political parties are thinking that this reality will not be helpful for their political gains, for their power, so they are not publishing it, or they are manipulating it. That can be the problematic situation. And then constitutional validation. Yes, because parliamentary and judicial scrutiny will be there. Definitely will be there. Caste census is not having any constitutional backup. So constitutional and the parliamentary scrutiny it is going to face, and it should be there. Then only checks and balances will be good when it comes to this particular part. Guys, I discussed few political pointers, no doubt about that. But that was not like talking about one political party or one political ideology. It was about whole country. And when it comes to social issues, when it comes to the economical development, we can't deny these concepts. We absolutely can't deny. Sometimes people who are studying finance, sometimes people who are studying economics, they think why we are reading these kind of things. They're completely political. No, the country is going to run depending on this. The country's policies, budget is going to be focused depending on this. So we need to talk about this in a very, very impartial way to find out the solutions. And for to find out the solutions, we also should have what kind of challenges, we also should know what kind of challenges we are facing right now and what is the reality right now. That's all from my side from this video. Yes guys, some of you are not going to be happy, might be they're going to troll me. It's okay. That is some pointers of where my views, but those views are focusing on the एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. कल अगर इंटरव्यूअर ने आपको पूछ लिया, कल अगर आपको आंसर राइटिंग में कहीं पे बताना होगा, तो सही व्यूज होने जरूरी है. आई विल शेयर दिस पीडीएफ ऑन दिस टेलीग्राम चैनल. यू कैन डाउनलोड फ्रॉम दिस टेलीग्राम चैनल for your answer writing and for your future references. That's all from my side. I will just ask you one thing. If the whenever the government of India will conduct the census, do support that, give the data properly. Don't try to hide it, don't try to manipulate it, because डेटा गवर्नमेंट पब्लिश करे ना करे, क्या होगा फ्यूचर में हमें नहीं पता, बट आवर रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी इज दैट टू कंट्रीब्यूट फॉर द बेटरमेंट ऑफ द कंट्री. सो वी विल कंट्रीब्यूट डेफिनेटली so that the government can use this for the policy making. That's it. Jai Hind. Bye bye.